All right, this is the podcast for the Sabres Senators game tonight, and I will start off by talking about Rick Martin, who passed away due to a heart attack earlier today. This is the terrible news that I woke up to, and it's a shitty way for Sabres fans to start the day, and I'm sure an even worse way for, or even worse thing for Martin's family and Sabres alumni to see. Obviously, I'm pretty young, so I didn't see him play in his day. I would have been -5 years old when he left the Sabres, but I've certainly seen the highlights of him and seen people talk about him. And I've read the book, The Enrico Said to Pero by Paul Whelan, which I would encourage everybody to buy. And, unfortunately, I can't offer a whole lot on him. From what I hear, not only was he a great hockey player, but one of the people you most want to be around that has been involved with the Sabres, and it's definitely a sad day to see his passing and a big loss for Sabres fans and the hockey community. So I offer my condolences to Buffalonians everywhere. And I'll move right along into the podcast for the game. I thought it was what I expected it to be, a good team beating up on a bad team. The score was a little closer than probably should have been, with a couple bad goals from Enroth and some questionable officiating early on. Nathan Grier was taking a puck down the ice, dumped it in, got held up by a Senator defenseman, which is standard practice in the NHL. Everybody does it. I don't think any one team does it more than any other. And didn't have a huge issue with it not being called, because that's just the way it's been. But the exact same thing occurs going the other way against the Sabres, and somehow Chris Butler takes an interference penalty, which that did piss me off. And I think that's one of the things that the game said it was going to try and eliminate coming out of the lockout, and maybe they did for a little while, but they are certainly failing now. Got to call interference, NHL. It's so annoying to watch a forward, especially a skilled player, dump a puck into the zone and then get absolutely molested trying to recover the puck by a lazy defenseman, and see no call when the NHL is supposedly trying to open up the game and encourage scoring. Make the defenseman play the puck. It's pretty similar to the play when you got two guys going into the corner and they decide to butt fuck each other instead of going for the puck. Call interference. Let's put the game in the hands of the players that are good at it, not the players that are big and slow and lazy. But other than that, it was a pretty convincing Sabres win. Enroth was not good. He was good enough, and it was a pretty good example of clutch goaltending, I thought. Not the greatest performance, but made big saves when he had to, and it's something that Enroth's been able to do every time he's started for the Sabres. And I hate to say it, but I think he's been able to do it with more regularity than our other goaltender, which, considering that other goaltender's work ethic, which I think is the best in the NHL, and his approach to the game and his skills, I should never be able to say that, but I feel like Enroth has been more clutch than Miller this year. And that's not to say that Enroth's better than Miller, or that Miller doesn't embody those traits more than Enroth in the long run, but in this season, Miller hasn't been good, and hopefully that changes. Hopefully this rest, which is probably more than he's gotten in the past couple seasons, will be good for him heading into the last few weeks of the season, and God willing, the playoffs. And I don't have to say these things. Moving on, 3 stars, 3 black holes. First star, Tyler Ennis, pretty obvious, 2 goals, looked like a man on fire, destroyed Craig Anderson's water bottle, pretty awesome game by Ennis today. Second star, Mike Weber, 3 assists, led the team in hits with 4. Great to see a guy that young playing that solid of a game, and I know scoring isn't really part of his game, but it's good to see him get rewarded for solid play in that way. And the third star I'll split between 2 guys. I'll give it to Thomas Vanek, who had a goal and an assist and looked like a beast for another game. And Tim Connolly, who nobody likes, but I want to give credit where credit's due, and Tim played probably his best game of the season tonight. Hopefully that becomes the norm and not the aberration. 3 black holes. I'll give the first black hole to Chris Butler, who had just not a good day. Looks okay in the stat sheet, but took 3 penalties that I thought were just needless. The interference penalty in the first that led to the Senators' first goal. Play the puck. Come on, man. You're not Al Connolly. You have a work ethic. You use it. I took a hooking penalty, I think in the second period. Maybe it was later on in that first period. I don't know. Later on in the first period, took a hooking penalty that ended up being a hook and a dive. And a cross-check in the third that was pretty needless. And, I'm all for cross-checking Senators, but let's be a little smart. And second black hole I will give to Rob Niedermayer. Do something, Rob. Do something. I don't even need to really say this anymore. No shot, no goals, no assists, -1. Non-factor. Third black hole I'll give to Mike Grier. Basically played the same game as Niedermayer without any shots on goal. Maybe that's not a bad thing. I don't think you're expecting Grier to do that much these days. But, have to give it to somebody. So, Grier's the man. Carolina Hurricanes, 7:30 p.m. Tuesday. I will be in the building. I will be in section 312 with my girlfriend Abby. My dad and sister will be in section 311 with each other. And, Carolina, like I keep saying, I don't think they're a good team. But I guess that makes me an idiot because they keep winning games. And they are right there. But, Jesus fucking Christ. We should be able to kick their asses on Tuesday. So hopefully it happens.